you a life insurance agent that's already buying leads in paid advertisement, working with either Facebook, Google, TikTok, LinkedIn, and you've got a lead strategy. Let me show you exactly what we're doing to get better results than average. So what we do different is a very special type of campaign that focuses on building our target audience first. And we're doing this through a very simple technique, which we're paying about 3 pennies to get in front of a customer. So for only about $258, we were able to start building a very, very specific audience. And what that looks like is we were able to find about 34,000 people that were interested in life insurance. And what we were able to do is out of the 34,000 people, we were able to get 8,000 of those people to watch 1 minute of video. And we were able to get 4,000 people to watch 2 minutes of video, 2,000 people to watch 3 minutes of video, over 1,000 people to watch the full 4 minutes of video. So what we began to do is build out a strategy where once they meet 50%, that we can retarget those 4,000 people and we can put an actual Facebook form in front of those people. So that goes into step number 2. What we began doing was building a competition to see if we can get Facebook leads to convert better than website leads and see which one are actually doing better. Facebook leads do not require a website or a landing page or a VSL page. So there's a chance that they can stay on Facebook, fill out this form, and become a brand new client. And what we were tracking is after they book an appointment, after they become a lead, will they book an appointment? And what we're seeing is 1 out of 6 people, roughly 1 out of 5, 1 out of 6 people are booking an appointment on that campaign. And it's happening for about $37 a lead. But this is it's actually better than that. And I'll explain why. So when we start looking at our cost per lead, you can see that some of our ads were underperforming what we thought a reasonable cost should be for our clients. So we don't think it's good that we would ever pay $138 for a lead, even though we did it because that lead actually booked an appointment. So it was about $138 for the booked appointment, which starts to sound pretty good because you can make a sale and it only costs you $138 to go write a $700, $800, $1,000 policy. Only costs you $138 to get the appointment. And then we continue to get better leads for $36. And out of those 6 leads, 4 of them turned right around and booked an appointment. So we were actually seeing our appointment cost down to about $45, $50 to get an appointment right here, which is really, really amazing. And you could see that we still thought that we could do better than that. And we were getting other leads coming in. And you can see out of 27 leads, 4 of them turned right back around and booked appointments. So our appointment cost is what we're focusing on. And then down here, it looks like we're getting good lead costs. However, if the lead cost doesn't finish with a booked appointment, we're starting to look at what that appointment cost is, right? So when you're looking at it from this point of view, even though this one ad was a $36 lead, we actually knew that it was basically $200 for 4 appointments, which means it's about a $50 appointment cost. And that's something that if you can get 4 appointments for $200 and you can make 1 sale out of 4 attempts, then this is definitely one of the ads that we could have scaled and continue to drive amazing results. So it's a little bit misleading when it says that it's a average $37 lead cost, because we were definitely getting leads down at $25. and they didn't automatically book their own appointment. But if you've got a really good agent, they can call that lead and try to hustle a little bit and turn that into some sales. So some people wanted a lot of leads for $18 and they're willing to do, or for $25 and they're willing to do the work. And some people really focused on done for you booked appointments over here. Now, that was just one campaign, and we were not happy enough with that campaign. So we continued to try to beat that cost. And what we were able to do is lower this $37 cost down to below $30 on our second attempt. And then when we come over here and we look at the cost per results, you can see that although we were getting a few of the leads were a little bit high and we had to turn those off, almost all of our leads were below $40, except for this one. And then what we really started focusing on is getting this one ad that was getting $25 leads, and 1 out of 4 leads was booking an appointment regular. So this was pretty great right here. This is still $100 booked appointments, which if you can get that and make the sale, you're going to do fantastic. And you can see this one is 30%. 3 out of 10 people are booking appointments, down for $16. So this one actually was the one that we were going to continue to scale and put more money into this and keep driving this one ad in front of this audience to keep it going. Now, this whole campaign only lasted for 2 weeks. And these are the results that we saw in the first 2 weeks of results, which is great because this is a brand new campaign that hasn't went through its proper season to go get something like 50 leads and max out the algorithm. So each algorithm is basically worried about 50 results in order to be perfect, to be fully finished. And we were well on track to go through this one. Now, the next part that's a little bit cooler is you'll notice that the way that we've named them, it says things like level 1, it says things like level 2, and we began focusing on retargeting these same leads, these same people up here that watched and hit play. Then we're going to come back over and start working on these people to try a second attempt to start getting them. Now, the reason we try that second attempt is to basically tie up any leaks in the boat, right? If the boat has any leaks in it whatsoever, we want to go back and grab the same people because we know for sure that these people, even though it's just 1,000 of these people, we know that they've watched the first round of videos to really understand what insurance we're selling. And they're watching a second round of videos to see what insurance we're selling. And they're what we would call a warmer audience because they've watched multiple sets of videos and they know exactly what to expect when they get to the appointment. And lastly, the very last one is down here. And this is the one where you make the most amount of money because these are people that have already went to your website, they've watched your VSL, they filled out a form, but they still didn't commit to booking an appointment. And you're trying on your third attempt to get them back over to booking an appointment. So these end up being sales. Most of the time, these end up being sales because we know they've watched the first videos. We know they've watched the second set of videos, and now we know they're watching the third set of videos. Now, what happens is this audience is a lot smaller because this is only the people that have actually submitted a form. And you've went from over 34,000 people to start with, down to 1,000 people to retarget, down to 200 people that are very, very, very interested. So this is the progression of what we're looking for when we're trying to dial in a target audience. Now, the longer that you run ads, this is going to continue to grow to over 100,000, over 1 million people. And this is going to continue to grow, and this is going to continue to grow. So what eventually happens is the lead cost that you're seeing here for 48 leads and 11 of them are booking an appointment, and it's costing us roughly about $30 to get a lead, what we're going to eventually expect is $30 to get straight booked appointments right across. And the only thing that has to happen is we wait long enough and we put enough ad spend in there to build the audience size. So you can see this audience size needed about 7,000 people to get down to $25. And we would wait until this audience size gets up to about 7,000 people to get this for a $25 booked appointment. So I hope this has been informational and you're able to do something with it. I'm offering this month of May to help the first 100 life insurance agents that need help doing something like this, totally free. No strings attached. I'm just here to actually help other insurance agents get off the ground, and we're volunteering to just make it totally free under two conditions. Okay. All I ask is after we help you, possibly you'd consider leaving us a free review. And even if you don't leave a free review, I'm still going to do the work, make it free for you, and get you started. So if that's interesting to you, write in the comment section that you're interested, and I'll show you how to move forward. Just write it in the comment section below.